Are you thinking of writing a book? You have this great idea, or maybe you have loads and loads of different ideas, or people keep telling you you really should write a book. You have so much knowledge. Whatever it is, overwhelm sets in because there is so much to think about, to know, or things you think you don't know. Hello, Sigurd Cast here, high impact, high profit book writing, publishing, and marketing specialist. And in this live, I want to share with you how you can overcome that overwhelm that you might be feeling, feeling that it is a really daunting task to get started, what to write, where to get information. It is, of course, when we don't know what we don't know, we need to find out. But where do you go? How do you find out? Is it just a matter of getting started, put your first words together, and go every day writing a little bit and a little bit more, and then eventually, when you feel it might be finished, then you go looking for some help? All of that can contribute to the overwhelm that many people feel. And the really big problem in all of it that I see time and time again, I'm using this analogy, and I did put it into the description, but I want to really highlight that for you. Imagine you wanted to put a swimming pool into your backyard. You just love to have that. You're in a climate where it is worth it. But instead of going out there using a backhoe to dig the hole, you take a shovel and you start digging. And that's a little bit with the writing, a little bit every day. It's hard work. It takes a lot of time and effort. You don't really know when to finish, when it's finished, because simply starting, believing that your ideas will flow. And sure, for some people they may, others may have told you, the ideas will just flow as you get started. But whatever you write, does it have to be best practice English? What's the big deal about it? An editor, can they fix it all up? How many words do I need to write? All of that is like using your hands and a shovel and digging this big hole for the swimming pool you want to put into your backyard. You might finish it and, you might have this big hole ready for your swimming pool and you think it's ready to go, and let's, get it all done so that we can get water into it and get started. But what happens is you've got the hole and all the rain comes in overnight, heavy duty thunderstorm. All of this rain washes away what you have dug and dug and dug for such a long time. With your book, the stage of everything falling in on itself, disappearing on you, that stage usually comes long after you've gone through all this hard work, all of this thinking, all of this overwhelm. At the time where you have your book ready and you're excited and the people around you say, wow, fantastic, wonderful. And you have a great launch, maybe even a really fantastic time by people buying your book. And then it calms down. It goes quiet. It goes completely quiet. And the book is no longer selling. There is no great big fuss happening. That is often where the author finally realizes that all this long time where they were sitting in overwhelm, writing, figuring out how to get it all together, following all these various directions by people that they don't really know how much expertise they have, or maybe they have expertise, but not exactly for what you want to achieve. So it can be very confusing and very difficult when you've gone through all of these steps and things, and at the end, it's not really coming together. Look, a much better way, of course, there is always a better way. Who to get information from, where to get started. Instead of jumping in and just writing, the first thing is to think about, what do I really want to achieve with my book? What is it I want to have as the outcome from having this book? And the one key sentence that I always refer to with every client I work with everybody who simply contacts me and asks me questions, the first thing I always say is, What is the outcome that you want the book to do for you? So this outcome in mind, what is it? What is the end in mind, if you prefer that term, whatever it is? I like to call it the outcome, because you really want to think about, I have this book, and what is the book going to do for me? That is a very practical way. So stop, think about that, and roll your idea around your back from that step. When you start with that, before you do anything else, you can have a clear path forward without any overwhelm. So today, I want to give you a very practical approach to what you can do. Once you decide you want to write a book, what is it going to be about? What is it that that book is going to do for you? Is it going to up level your expertise? Are you going to have the book introduce you as an expert to be speaking at conferences, speaking at particular events, speaking at industry events? What is it you want to use the book, or what do you want that book to do for you? Do you want the book to guide prospects to who you are, what your background is, and what it is you are offering, the knowledge, the expertise, and all the experiences you have had? Do you want the book to share that with prospects who will then choose to come to work with you because of your book? Is that a main purpose? Now, quite often, people will say, oh, you mean a lead generation book, and you have all of these links in there. Well, lead generation is different to having the book bring clients to you. It is not about overwhelming the reader with link after link after link, saying, go here, click there, get this here, go and get that. It is about being the expert you are in the words you choose, in the way you describe who you are, like you do now with everyday clients that you're already working with. Are you overwhelmed when you work with clients? I hope not. It should be fun. It's fun when I work with my clients. I love it. It's great to hear what they tell me, and it is great to then direct them. Have you thought of it this way? How about doing it that way? If that is what you love doing with your clients, and the way you read and direct them, that is how you want to write your book. There's nothing fancy to writing a book. We're talking about a book of expertise, your expertise. So no need to be overwhelmed what to write and how to write. It is similar to how you're working with your clients. Very straightforward in a way. But the key, the real key to it all that I want to convey to you today in a very practical way is start with this outcome in mind. And from that outcome, whatever it is you want to achieve, decide on what your book title needs to be, because the outcome will tell you who to write your book for. A book is never for everyone or for everybody. A book, just like your own business, and each program or each service or product you create in your business is designed for a very particular person who is looking for exactly that solution, that product, that service, whatever it is you offer, that coaching program that you have. These people you're working with in the different ways that you do all have particular needs, wishes, something they want to achieve. And in the same way, when you write your book, you want to have a look at, you want your book to do whatever it is you want it to do. Elevate your expertise. So you need to write about your expertise. Well, who wants to know about that expertise? Who do you want to share your expertise with? So that gives you then the readership, or the target audience, the people you want to target with your book, the people you're writing your book for, the people that will keep buying your book as long as the book is still in line with what you do, who you are, and what you offer. And from that step, you can now decide on your book title before you start writing. I know it sounds controversial, but that's the best way. And now, from knowing what that book title is, you can say, oh, my book is going to be about, and create a set of chapter headlines or chapter titles for each chapter. And that makes it so fantastically easy that when you have your book title in place and your chapter headings in place, you then know directly how much you need to write and what to write about. And all your overwhelm should be gone because it's your own expertise. It is something you already know. So straightforward, without pain and overwhelm. And when you know how much to write or what to write, you know how much to write, you can estimate how long is it going to take me? Can I do it this weekend? Is it going to take me all week? How many hours this week will I need to put aside? Or which day will I put aside and write about this chapter, this chapter? And there you are. You can finish your book. You can use the backhoe and dig out the swimming pool hole quick and easy. Now, the fastest I personally have written a book has been, I think it was about a week when we had snippets that we could put together into the book. So existing content that made sense and needed to go into the book. And working from new, completely new, writing about 3 weeks. That's not a lot of time when you think about this wonderful feeling of establishing, having established, of achievement, of wow, I did this, I am now the author of. When you went through the planning phase first, there was no overwhelm in the time that you were writing, that you were discovering as you prepared before you started, and you now just put that content together. I tell you what, I'll share with you happily. I've just started on a new idea about a book. I want to write about this whole idea of a book impacting. You know, the book is your voice. The book is impacting you, really inspiring and impacting people. How do you do that? How do you go about that? So a great incentive also to get over overwhelm is to create visually a book cover. Whether that is exactly going to be the one you will use, you want to do it as close as possible to it. So I've created something there and I keep it here on the side. I've just started on that and got the outline ready, and you can do exactly the same. This is my book title because I want to write it for these people. This book title means I have to write about this, 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 and this. And those are my chapters. And now I can sit down and say, okay, I have the outline ready. When will I make the time? And when will I get started and do it all? Will I do it in one big session over a weekend? Or will I do it every day or a couple of times a week? Spend a couple of hours on that. Whatever works for you. So no need to get into overwhelm. But here is the best thing that I want to share with you today. The best thing is you can get that initial help to get started. If you really feel, okay, Sigrid, that all makes sense, but you know what? I still feel I don't know really what to do. I offer a mastermind, a 2-hour mastermind session. The next one is coming up in May, Friday, the 3rd of May. That is here for Australia. Obviously, that is going to be the day before, the Thursday for people in the US. And it's going to be for the people in Europe on the Friday, early morning. I do that mastermind session at 2 times of the day. so that I can capture or help those in the US market and those people over in the European UK market. You in Australia, you can choose either early morning or afternoon for you to take part in this mastermind. And it really is designed for you to take all of this overwhelm away, to have all of your questions answered. So do book into that. When you see me put the link for that next mastermind in, or go to my profile, there is the mastermind session link in my profile under the featured content. So you get to think about what is it you want to write your book about, and you prepare a pitch to the room, the mastermind room. It's online, the online room. Prepare a pitch. Be passionate about what you want to share in your book, and then we'll roll back what that's going to look like for you, how to go about it. And from everyone sharing their idea and supporting each other with, with the views they might have on what you said, or you get the view from someone else. It is so exciting, and it is so straightforward and a very supportive and safe environment. So if you're thinking about writing a book, your time to start to get to know how to do it, what to do, is by preparing your book pitch idea and present it in a mastermind, online mastermind environment coming up on Friday, 3rd of May, Australian time, 2 different times of the day. Check it out. The link to that mastermind is on my profile under the featured section. And for those, when I post this video elsewhere, it'll be below the video. That's what I wanted to share with you today in this video. There is no need to be overwhelmed. You have got everything it takes to write. You don't need to learn anything. You don't need to be a writer. And you don't need to go out there and use a shovel to get your book. Use the backhoe. Get it going. That's it from me for today. And I'll see you in another video.